Hi, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Daily's Dose. I'm Gianna Ortner-Findlay. I'm the managing editor of the North Texas Daily.
And I'm Aiden Gonzalez, the digital editor for the North Texas Daily.
And we're your hosts
who
that
do the most. Okay, in the last episode, Gianna, we briefly discussed the movie The Electric State featuring Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt. And honestly, it's not looking too good. On Rotten Tomato, it has a 16% score.
16?
Yikes, yes. So at first, I didn't know how the rating worked. So for those who are unaware how Rotten Tomato get their ratings, the website keeps tracks of all the reviews counted for of each film and calculates the percentage of positive reviews. If the positive reviews make up 60% or more, the film is considered fresh, like a tomato.
Yeah.
But if the positive reviews score less than 60%, the film is considered rotten, like a rotten tomato. So keep in mind, this scored a 16%. 16%. And for having like big movie star names and actors, you would think it would score more, but
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess this is just like a testament to like that, like a big box office budget doesn't exactly mean quality. Like
literally.
16% as is super rotten, firstly, compared to a 60% threshold.
Yeah, but just wanted to quickly brief talk about that.
She's not doing good.
She's not doing good.
Not doing good.
Maybe season 5 of Stranger Things will redeem herself.
Maybe, but yeah.
But speaking of low-rated movies,
Oh no.
this is a perfect segue to our next movie that performed very poorly too. The live action of Snow White.
Oh no.
Oh, no. Now, Gianna, personally, I haven't seen it, and I honestly don't plan on seeing it.
Yikes.
But since the film's release, I've heard nothing but negative thoughts and reviews about it all over social media, calling this movie trash and having cheaply made costumes. But let's get into some numbers real quick before we dive deep into this.
Oh no, we have
So you can-
numbers of how
Yes,
bad it's going.
We do have numbers. Trust. I can prepare.
Okay.
It made $42 million domestic opening weekend, March 21st, 2 weekends ago.
Okay.
Worst opening for a Disney live action movie.
The worst opening?
The worst.
Oh my
The following
gosh.
weekend, last weekend, it only made 15.2 million domestic, meaning it fell off by 66%.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible. So this is so bad. The budget for the film was nearly $350 million.
Oh my gosh. And it's only made like, what is that? Like 15 or like 50, 60 million
Around there.
in 2 weekends?
In 2 weeks, yeah.
Oh,
Now,
jeez.
it's set in Hollywood. A film needs to gross 2 times their budget just to make a profit, after all the cuts from theaters and like marketing tactics.
Yeah.
So, which means with a budget of 350, this movie would have to reach $700 million just to make profit. And so far, as of today, it's made 143 million.
So that's
total.
international and domestic?
Mhm.
Wow. So it hasn't even gotten its budget back.
No.
Oh,
it has
boy.
not. It has been in theaters for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even realize that it had gotten into theaters until people were talking about how bad it was.
Low-key, me too. I just feel like they didn't do enough marketing.
I think it's also just I think it was originally slated to go during like something COVID wise or something like that. They were originally gonna start it like around that time or something. Something similar.
I feel like I remember.
And so they like just didn't market it.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, and then the whole thing with like issues with like Rachel Zegler and like some of the other actors and actresses involved with it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Literally. So I was like, since we're on the topic of Rotten Tomato, I went on the website. This movie scored a 40% as of now, which, remember, anything under 60% is considered rotten.
Yeah. At least it's not as bad as The Electric State, though. 16% compared to 40%.
Well, considering this is a Disney movie, this better not be like 16% or
yeah,
below.
no, I mean, like, and what isn't even like is the next lowest opening? Because I mean, like, I can only ever think of Disney movies being like box office hits.
Yeah.
So I mean, this this grossing like less than 60 million in domestic wise, and like in 2 weeks is insane.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't think every Disney movie needs to have a live action remake. Sure, a couple live action remakes are cool and entertaining, but to remake almost every single like top hit Disney movie from like the early like
like the 40s,
50s, like Cinderella, the classic princesses.
Yeah,
I just don't think they're needed. But according to Rotten Tomato, there are 23 live action movies. I
Like already made or like
already
slated?
made. Low key, I didn't even know there was 23 of them.
23 is crazy.
No. But my favorite one, low key, that I loved was Cruella.
Yeah, no, that was pretty good. I think it's because it didn't entirely like just retell the story. It kind of gave something new to the story.
It brought something, yeah. But Gianna, what are your thoughts about Disney wanting to remake older films into live action?
So for me personally, I would much rather have sequels to films rather than a live action remake. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like sometimes the live action remakes are cool. Like I think I might be in the minority here, but I really liked the Lion King remakes. I liked Mufasa too. I thought that was pretty cool. It gave a lot of background. I was not expecting all of the Mufasa slander that came from that movie because everybody was siding with Scar, which is the whole point of the movie. You don't need to side with Scar. Just tell us you're traumatized and move on. Like,
right.
like Mufasa is not the villain here. But I mean, if you haven't seen the movie, it's been out for a while. So I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna spoil it.
It's been out for a while.
But like their relationship is super super interesting in that film, and so I mean like that was really cool to kind of get like in a live action prequel, if you will, rather than like a sequel. But honestly, the litany of live action remakes that we've been getting have just kind of like been declining in quality. The first couple were cool, but like honestly, after I think the first what even was the first remakes? Like I don't even remember. Like I know that I mean The Little Mermaid was awesome. Loved The Little Mermaid. Yes. Yeah.
That one was a good one. I know there's been The Jungle Book.
Yes, The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book was really good. I remember that one.
There's the Cinderella from 2015. Did you see that one?
Yes. I feel like I remember liking that one and Beauty and the Beast.
That
with Emma Stone. No, not Emma Stone. Emma Watson.
Yes,
Emma Watson.
Yes.
So those are like the good ones, I would say.
Yeah.
But like as we've gone on, they've just decided that they've got this thing that works, this plot line, this storyline that works, and that they've seen is marketable to kids.
Yeah.
Or to their audience, which is largely their fan base, let's be honest, for Disney is largely children. Because that's just what they've done. They make cartoons and
children and Disney adults. Don't forget them.
And Disney adults. Well, I guess I could consider myself a slight Disney adult because I do love Disney.
Okay.
But I mean, not to the degree of like I'm going to the parks every day, holiday
doing like conspirry theories.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not that kind of a Disney adult. I am just someone who likes Disney movies. But I feel like I would much rather have like a Princess and the Frog 2 rather than like a live action Moana. I mean, not to say that that's not cool.
They?
Yeah, they're doing a live action Moana, yeah, which is really cool. But also at the same time, it's like we just got the sequel.
We just got the second one.
We just got the second one, which if you haven't seen it, you should see it. It's pretty good. But it sets up really well for a third film because it just continues that story of the Moana and her tribe feeling alone in the ocean and discovering that she might not be that alone anymore.
Spoiler.
Not really. It's part of the trailer.
Okay.
But basically, so I feel like I would much rather have sequels rather than just a bunch of remakes because when it gets to a point that the remakes are basically just rehashing the same story but with real life actors, I feel like it takes away from the magic of Disney.
I totally agree with that. And plus having these same actors, these well-known actors.
Yes,
if anything,
the same ones every time. Especially, I love it when there's like a films that like bring a new actor into the industry and like they introduce that actor to audiences because then you don't have to run into that issue that we've discussed previously of seeing an actor that you know very well and go, oh, well, I can only see this person as XYZ role.
Yep.
So, I mean, like, yeah, I agree. They should just cast different people rather than the same people to play every single part.
Literally. Either that or, I don't know, maybe Disney should come up with more original movie ideas?
Yes, absolutely. There's so many,
thought.
there's so many stories that haven't been explored and we've just decided to take the same stories that we've always told and reform them to do something different.
Yeah.
it, I would much rather again like have a Brave 2 than a live action Brave.
I I do see it from an audience perspective, but from Disney, I guess if a movie does really well, why not make a remake and a live action
Yeah.
just to bring more money?
The only exception here that I think I might find is the live action Lilo and Stitch.
Okay, now I did see that.
Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite Disney movies. I
Oh,
grew up in South Florida. I used to
okay.
pretend I was Lilo, and I would go swim in the ocean, and it was really fun. And I absolutely loved Lilo and Stitch. And so they're making a live action film. But if it sucks, best believe
Oh,
y'all are going to hear from me
oh,
because that's going to be such a disappointment because
yeah,
they have such an opportunity to make something really, really cool. And this is a slight tangent, but can we even talk about the fact that like CGI, like the quality of CGI has just decreased so much
yeah,
lately? Like I've seen like the Transformer films, like that was CGI and practical effects, and the CGI that they've gotten there is vastly better than the CGI we have right now.
and it's crazy because as technology evolves, you would think
Yeah,
it would
it
get
would
better.
get better, but it
Mm-mm.
hasn't. It's like it's degraded, and
Yeah,
I think it's just simply because we're relying in a lot of industries, we're relying more heavily on like AI or basically the computer to do the work for us. And
yeah,
so we don't have the people behind the machines to kind of really get in there and make it so that it's better quality. And
yeah,
so I think that's the other reason why I'm not a really big fan of these live action remakes. For the most part, anyways,
yeah,
is because they rely really heavily on CGI because of the like the magical, mystical effects of it.
yeah.
Um, oh, I just remembered Mulan. That was a really good remake. I liked that one.
I haven't seen that one.
That one was really good.
Okay,
I also liked so like, but again, that was like I think
a
2018.
couple out of yeah,
So like again, like that's like I think they had a really good live action remake run from like maybe 2012, 2014 to like
2015, yeah,
2018.
2018, 2015, yeah,
Yeah,
right
like
there.
just that range. That was when the remakes were really good, and then
Yeah,
every one
after
after
that,
that has been kind of bad.
yeah. Well, hopefully, and also, some of the supporters are making it obvious too that they're not in fan and support of the films and the live
Hmm.
actions. So hopefully, Disney will learn from their mistakes and care for what people are saying.
Yeah.
Because on YouTube, the trailer for Snow White
Hmm.
has 2 million dislikes.
Oh my
2 million. The
gosh.
official trailer.
Dislikes?
2 million dislikes.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
but only 69,000 likes. That ratio is kind of crazy.
That is actually insane.
Yeah, and people are commenting on the social media all
Uh-huh.
over it and had me screaming. I saw two comments. Okay, two comments I saw.
Uh-huh.
When I was typing these notes, I was hollering. One of them says, Snow White and the 7-figure loss because they're losing millions,
That's
millions of
actually
millions.
crazy.
And then another comment said, wait, a couple of months, y'all. It will be streamed on Tubi.
Yikes.
Oh my God.
Not even.
Not like Amazon Prime or Netflix. No, Tubi, the free
Oh my
app.
gosh. Yeah, no, I saw this I actually saw this thing yesterday, like another comment. There was like this is a picture and it was like Disney if they weren't afraid of money, and it was like Selena Gomez as Snow White
Oh.
and Lady Gaga as the evil queen. And I was like, no, you're
Wait,
so right.
I
You're
could get that. I
cooking
see that. I
actually.
literally see that
Like,
right now. What do you mean?
I would have rather seen that like that casting because
Yeah.
I mean that would have been kind of cool.
Yes. What reminds me, Disney with this Snow White performing really bad in theaters, it's only going to get worse from here. This Friday, April 4th, the Minecraft movie is set to release in theaters.
Oh boy.
So, which I bet Disney's target audience of family friendly is going to get screwed over because Minecraft is target for family friendly. And I want to say Gen Z people too, because I for sure will be seeing that Minecraft
Oh
movie.
yeah, no.
The Snow White, no. But Minecraft, yes. God forbid, yes.
Yes.
So
No, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna see it on Friday, but I do know that I do want to see it.
I will see it this weekend for sure. All the time.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, Minecraft is definitely also fallen prey to the same actors and everything. But I mean, it's Jason Momoa and Jack Black.
In a wig, like come on now, yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm kind of down for that.
I'm so down. I'm
So-
literally so down.
I feel like their notoriety makes up for the fact that it's like they're in everything because in a sense they're not entirely in everything. So I feel like they're just in some really notable projects and then basically
Jason
they
Momoa?
like yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean Jason Momoa and Jack Black.
It's been a while since Jack
Jack Black hasn't
yeah.
acted in a hot second.
Yeah.
I don't remember why he took a break, but I mean he's also been in a lot.
If you have
I
millions,
mean-
I'd take a break.
Well, I mean, actually, I think the last thing that he was in was a voice acting role. Kung Fu
Wait,
Panda 4.
Yes. Oh my God, Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah.
Low-key, I like that movie.
I haven't seen it. We did do a review on it though for the North Texas Daily. if you go back a couple semesters, it's in there. I think it was last summer. I think our current opinion editor, JC Ramirez wrote it. Yeah. But
can we talk about Kung Fu Panda though, real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I love Kung Fu Panda. Every movie is almost the same like plot line with there being an evil villain.
Yeah, like
but
a
the
big
villain,
bad.
Yeah, but the villain changes at least.
Yes.
So
no, I actually like to go with that. I feel like Kung Fu Panda does a really good job of like taking these kids villains and like these like topics that are really hard for kids to understand.
Yeah.
And then kind of breaking it down in ways that are like understandable to them, but also entertaining to adults. Because all of the villains, like they escalate, if that makes sense, which is kind of like how it actually works, like in a story plot line.
Yeah.
Like you have like a smaller bad guy, and that's like the snow leopard dude.
Yeah.
Like I forget his name.
I know what you're talking about.
But the snow leopard dude was like the first one. And then the next one was like that crazy peacock.
Uh-huh.
And then the one after that was like that ram with like the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a chain or whatever, and he was like trying to steal people's chi.
Yes.
And like
yes.
and so there was like the next one, but these each of them have their own reasonings.
Yeah.
And as you went on, like the first one, he was about honor and also about the fact that like he was like told that he was going to be the dragon warrior.
Yeah.
And like about betrayal and how he felt betrayed and stuff like that. And then like the other dude, the evil peacock, he just was evil. Like he just didn't care. Like and so I feel like that's something that like is not as talked about in children's films, is that like sometimes people just do things. Like they don't have to have like a reason for it. And so I feel like Kung Fu Panda does that really well.
Yes, and it also has like character development. That's
Yes,
Snow
exactly.
Leopard in the first film was like portrayed as an evil person, but like in the later films, well, spoiler alert, in the fourth film, he turns good for a split second.
Yeah,
And
no.
sides
So like
with-
there's that.
Yeah, I was like,
And
ooh.
so and then also like his there's another thing where like his son or something that like turns all crazy or something like that, and he's like, I will avenge my father, a la Star Wars. Like or even like the princess, is it the Princess Bride, like, or like, my name is Inigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepare to die. Like that's that kind of vibe that Snow Leopard gives off. You have no clue what I'm talking about.
I want to so bad, but I don't think I do. We lost the plot now.
It's a movie reference, I swear. Our fans are gonna know what I'm talking about.
Yes, our fans will get it.
If you know the name of that movie and you are watching this on YouTube, please correct me because I cannot remember it right now.
Comment down below. But back to the Minecraft movie. As someone who played Minecraft every day after school, as if I was clocking into a 9 to 5, no, I kid you not. As soon as I get off that bus, I dashed home, throw everything, turn on my Xbox, and just sit there for gaming for hours.
That's great.
Hours.
I love that for you. I also played Minecraft, but not as religiously.
Oh, religiously. I had all the skins. I paid money for that game. I had everything. I wanted my skin to look cool.
Yeah, no. So I don't flame me for this, but I've never played Minecraft all the way through. I am that person when you're playing Minecraft and you're like playing with them in the party that like has like that will go off in mine and do their little chores.
Oh, so you do like side quests and stuff.
And then come back upstairs and like do all of like the housekeeping and like make pretty things and make the farm. I'm like a cottagecore Minecraft player.
Yes, okay.
I don't do like the main storyline. I actually didn't realize that Minecraft had a main storyline for like 5 years after it came out.
There's no way. So you were just playing the game like, oh, so what's the point of this game?
Yeah, basically. I was just
Right.
playing to play. And I think that's because it's not inherently like
Obvious, yeah.
said in anything. They're just like, here, make your world.
Yeah.
Have fun. But like and then I think honestly, like the people that are able to that realized that it was a playthrough game, were people who watched it on YouTube.
I was one of those people too. As I was playing, I had my phone set up.
Yeah,
Watching
you're
someone
like,
play.
you need to figure out how you're gonna make this thing and how you're gonna do that. And I mean, don't get me wrong. There were times where I'd be like, how do I get this? And then I'd go search it up. I'd go search it up on the internet, and like I'd use the YouTube videos. But I mean, yeah, I've never beaten the Ender Dragon.
Oh my god! The first time I played, I did beat it. Then after, I did play like for the lulz.
Yeah,
I was just building side quests.
But yeah, so I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Minecraft, but I don't think I've gotten to the end of the game yet.
Should we like start playing Minecraft and like live stream it on Twitch?
Oh my gosh.
Like and comment below.
Should we? I mean, we could. But I mean, also like, I don't know how well that would go, because I feel like you'd just be like, it'd be like those videos of like people screaming at their teammate because they just keep dying. That's exactly what people want
to watch.
That would be what's happening. So I would just keep dying, and then Aiden would just keep going, dude, what are you doing?
We'd be raging so hard. I'm like, John, what if I do something?
Yeah, that would basically be what's happening. Yeah. But yeah, no. So I'm gonna go with no, because I feel like nobody wants to listen to us scream. But I mean, Minecraft is such a nostalgic game. It's so fun.
Back then it was. Now with them adding like so many features and stuff,
but
I feel like I lost the plot.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I totally get that, because there's like a lot more complexity to it, because they've added on to like the storyline, if you will. Like I played back in my day. I played Minecraft when there was only the villagers.
Yes.
Like there was no pillagers, and there were no like all of these new animals. I excitedly waited for the Mojang to announce that they were gonna come out with an animal, like everybody else. And so like I feel like that's part of like the nostalgia for it, for me anyways, is that community aspect of Minecraft. I feel like that's what makes it so fun, really, is that it isn't just a game. It's like an experience.
It was for sure a community for me. Like after a hard day of like, I wasn't like that popular in high school or in middle school, so I didn't have that many people to talk to. So I just go days without speaking to anybody or friends. And then as soon as I get home, I would hop on and join like my server with my friends. It would be like 10 of us, and we're just like all having a good time.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about Minecraft the most.
Yeah,
it is a community for sure.
It's a community. And so I feel like that's part of what makes the Minecraft movie so fun and interesting, is the fact that we're seeing it on the screen. And also the memeability of it. Like just the amount of memes that have come out of that movie, and we haven't even gotten it yet.
I'm so excited.
Chicken jockey. This is a chicken jockey.
Right. Moving on. So
wait. We also have to talk about the fact that McDonald's, they came out with the Minecraft movie meal.
Oh yes, we do.
Yeah, I mean, so that's another thing. Again, that goes into that community aspect of it. I got mine today, and I didn't get anything really cool. I just got a fry helmet, and I should have brought it with me. I forgot it.
Dang, that would have been a good time too. Actually.
I did. I forgot it.
Damn.
Maybe we can actually post about it later. In like on our Instagram, when we talk about when we like post this section of it.
Yeah.
Y'all can see my helmet.
Right.
Or not.
Well, yes. Honestly, I do want to get like the meal.
Yeah.
But I'll just have the toy. I'm too lazy to scan it.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you don't have to scan it in, because that is the really cool thing about the meals, is that they do have like the thing that you can scan in onto Minecraft, so that you can have
a free scan,
the skin that you got. I think
so. Yeah.
And so that's really cool. But honestly, it's just a cute little decoration.
Should we collect them all?
Like Pokemon?
Sure. How many
Gotta
are there?
catch them all. I think like 6.
Yeah, we'll just like go and drive through like back to back to back.
That's so much McDonald's.
You think we just like walk in there? Hey,
it's
can
like
I like buy all of the toys?
I mean, well, they've done that in past experiences. So
wait, you've done that?
Well, no.
Oh.
I haven't gone and bought all of the toys. What I'm saying is that sometimes they will let you buy a toy.
Really?
And so, because when I remember when I was younger, my sister, she really, really wanted a toy, and every time we went, she kept getting the one that she didn't want.
Yikes.
And so they were like, my mom was tired of hearing her complain about it. So she walked into McDonald's and was like, can I just buy this? And they were like, yeah, it's like $5. And she was like, okay, thank you. And then she just bought it, and that was that. So I mean, possibly.
Wait, lucky we should. But
It's kind of
there's
like it's kind of like arcades. Like you can use the tickets to buy your toy, but you could also just buy the toy.
You could buy it from like the behind the counters. I've never known that.
Life hack.
What? But wouldn't it be more expensive though?
No, it's actually about the same price when you factor in the fact like that it's like a $20 for like 50 tickets or something like that, or like $20 for 100 tickets. So I mean, like if something's costing like this amount of money in tickets, it's actually going to be less expensive to buy it rather than it would be to earn it.
Yeah.
Depending on how many tickets you get.
Because I've been seeing some like iPads at like main event, and I'm like, who the hell is getting like 1 million tickets? Anyways, moving on. Since our last episode, Gianna, Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco released a joint album together.
Yes, I remember.
Called I Said I Love You First.
That's so cute. Yes.
A couple of weeks ago, and frankly, I am here for it.
Yes.
I love it. Point blank period. I listened to it front to back to forward. I listened to it randomly on shuffle, everything.
Is it the best thing you've ever heard from Selena?
No, that's kind of.
Kind of. That's high praise.
That's low-key high praise for me.
Yeah.
I love a couple of her old songs, but a couple of the old songs that I do like, it wasn't like in an album. They were just like
like the singles. Yeah.
But everything about it just brings me joy. So now let's get into some drama of it, because there's a little speculated drama.
No, there's drama.
Speculated, but we do have confirmed from
Okay.
Selena herself, so don't worry.
Oh, I'm listening.
Okay. Fans speculated in a couple of the songs that Selena is finally throwing shade at the Biebers after staying silent for so long.
I mean, I don't blame her.
I don't blame her. In track 11, titled You Say You Were Sorry, people are thinking it's a reference to Justin's hit song, Sorry. That's already about Selena. So people think that song is tying back to Justin's song. And then some of the lyrics says, you said you were sorry for everything that you put me through. Who else would you be talking about?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's like the last like super major relationship that she's had.
Yeah.
I mean, she dated The Weeknd for a while.
Wait, really?
I think so.
Oh.
But like that wasn't super long, that relationship.
Because I was not made aware. So
yeah, I think it was maybe only a year.
Oh.
So it wasn't super long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they 10 months. They were dating for 10 months. But
what year?
That was in 2017.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, so I mean she hasn't dated like a lot of people since then. I mean, not that she has to.
No.
So but
doesn't.
I mean that's most likely the whole Bieber situation, especially with the current resurgence of that with Hailey.
Exactly.
Is probably most likely what it's about, although she's probably going to want to try to keep her distance with that.
Yeah. And then track 9, titled How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten? Don't even say anything. That's about Hailey. Point blank period.
Oh.
I love that song. That's probably my favorite song from the whole album.
Yikes.
It's on repeat. It's been on repeat. But
yeah, that is crazy.
that is tea. Now, however, Selena did hear these rumors, and so she came forward to debunk them. She said most of this album has nothing to do with what everyone may go to, referencing the tea and drama.
Okay, so yeah, so she's distancing herself like we thought, yeah.
She said, I have evolved so much. I have experienced life with new people. I have gone through transitions with friends and lose people in my life and gain new people. Also inspired by friends and relationships. Like some songs are actually about friendships in my life.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I can kind of see that she had a lot of fallouts with certain people in her life for friendship-wise. Like the her best friend who gave her a kidney.
Oh, what?
They had a falling out. And then, like, I don't even remember what about. Like, it was just, I think it just got to be too much. Like, like something about that relationship on one of the ends, it just got too much for both of them. And so they just, like, separated a little bit, I think. Because she hasn't talked about her that much.
Yeah.
At least not in recent years. And
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, so if someone's close enough to give you their kidney,
oh, but you're here for life.
like
sorry.
that's pretty close. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're just wanting more privacy with it. But I mean, it could honestly be about any relationship in
It
her life.
honestly could be.
So yeah,
If I was Selena low-key, I'd be like, can I have my kidney back?
no. She gave Selena her kidney. Yeah, because Selena has lupus.
So then I really want to know who ended this friendship then.
Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of people say that it's because like I think Selena ended it or
Selena,
something like
come on
that. But honestly, I don't think it's ever really been confirmed.
It could also just be one of those friendships that, just fade away after a while. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just like grow out of people.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently, I think it's Francia Reza. Please forgive me for if I pronounce this wrong. They had like a falling out, but then kind of like mended their relationship later. So they're probably just wanting to, like
keep it privately. That's another thing.
Yeah,
they don't
to
have
keep
to make
it
it
private.
public.
Yeah, and so honestly, good for them. So honestly, it might be about that. But it also might not be. I mean, honestly, when it comes to music, there are so many things that could inspire a song that you kind of can't tell until
they say something publicly in an interview or something.
Exactly.
But so yeah, in the end, this album has nothing to do with the Beavers, but crazy diehard fans will still speculating, twist and turn.
Yeah,
Selena's words.
I can't even imagine like someone talking to me about a relationship and bringing up a relationship I had 12 years ago almost.
Yeah.
Like, and like just keep talking to me about it. Like, that's everything I've ever done. I'd be like,
that's all I'm known for?
Yeah. I'd be like, dude, I don't care. Like, we weren't
it gets to
like,
a point.
Like, it gets to a point that like you just don't want to hear about it. So I honestly completely understand why she'd still be like, can we please move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do feel that. But
oh no. I don't like the but. No.
Justin Bieber took to his Instagram and posted a photo and the caption said, I got anger issues too, but I want to grow and not react so much. SMH.
Huh?
This was posted the day after she dropped her album.
Oh my gosh.
Coincidence or he know what he's doing?
I mean, it could be about the album, but I mean, she's dropped music since, and she's done stuff most likely about the relationship that he could have commented on but didn't. So I mean, that's a little vindictive. If that's what it's about. Yeah,
and then I also saw recently or a while ago he posted some Bible verses on his story. I don't want to include it, but he posted like something about faithful or faith in something, and people were also speculating about that. He was like, well, what a coincidence. All of a sudden you're posting like Bible verses.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think he's a Christian, and he's been known to be Christian for a while, but
never posting about it until just now.
But he doesn't post that frequently about it. So that's a whole other discussion about how he uses his platform. But I feel like it's also possibly could be something to do with his relationship with his wife rather than with Selena.
True.
If it's about faithfulness.
That is so true. And then last thing, this is the most saddest news ever.
Oh, I'm scared.
In a podcast interview in January 2024, Selena said, I feel I only have one more in me, referencing to an album.
No.
She plans to focus more on her acting career and Cosmic Line. Rare Beauty.
Well, I mean, I do love Rare Beauty.
I mean, I guess I do like that, but this is her last album for sure then.
Well, wait, she only has one more in her after this?
This was in 2024.
Oh.
So this is the album.
This is the
last one.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna go out, at least go out on a high note, I guess.
And she struck back, and I guess this is a good way to end it for her.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good album, or at least it is according to the review that's gonna come out about it. Posted on the North Texas Daily.com.
Who wrote it?
That's a great question. I believe it was our senior arts and life writer, Tabitha Hidalgo.
Yes, period. What did she rate it?
I think a 5 out of 5.
Okay, period.
Yeah, no, it was a really, really good, really, really high review.
On her site for sure.
Yeah, if y'all want to go read more about it, she kind of dives into what makes it good and all that good stuff.
Period.
But yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, a couple of members of the Daily, including myself, were able to go to South by Southwest 2025. So, for those unfamiliar with the name, South by Southwest is a yearly movie, TV, music, and more kind of industry conference that happens in Austin, Texas. And so there's also panels and like discussions with like famous people, like former First Lady Michelle Obama was there this year.
Oh, so jealous.
Um,
I'm so jealous.
and a lot of films have their premiere at this event. And so there's just a lot of like celebrity actors. There's a podcast thing as well. Like podcast hosts are there for the iHeart Podcast Awards as well. So there's just a lot happening at South by. But because of that, so here to talk with us today about our time there, and some of like the media we saw is our first guest of the season. It's fellow South by Southwest attendee and deputy news editor Matthew Winter. Ah. Yay! It's Matthew.
Yay!
Hi, Matthew. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you, Gianna Ortner-Findlay?
Oh, the
Legal
full
names.
name.
The legal name.
Might as well put my middle names in there too. Goodness. I'm doing all right. Well, we're very happy to have you. How are you, Aiden?
I'm doing terrific. I'm so good. Life is good right now. Yes, I'm so jealous I didn't go to South by this year.
Well, I mean, you did go last year.
I did go last year though, 2024.
Speaking of Selena Gomez, you did take pictures of Selena Gomez.
I was within 10 feet of Selena Gomez. Let that be known, please.
You
Yes.
have to take photos of her?
Yes.
I took photos.
Mm-hmm.
Like here to this wall, I was probably that close to her. I
Yeah.
was fighting for my spot as a photographer. You know, I did have to elbow some people, but with that being said, I got the photo. I did what had to be done,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't hesitate.
And it's a gorgeous photo. You can see it on our coverage from last year's South by Southwest events. You can also see it republished at the DRC, or not the DRC, the Dallas Observer.
5 times.
So, all right. Well, we can just go into it. So when we were out South by, we went to a lot of media. We went to see a lot of things. So some of the movies that we got to see were The Rivals of Amziah King, La Furia, We Bury the Dead, Summer of '69, The Astronaut, Death of a Unicorn, and Drop. And then the TV show that we went to go watch, the first episode of it was Happy Face. So we'll start with the movies. So for The Rivals of Amziah King, for those that are unfamiliar with it, which is basically everybody that wasn't at South by.
Yeah.
So basically the synopsis for this is Katari's life takes a tragic turn as she loses her mother and leaves foster care, reuniting with her former foster parent, Amziah, and that changes everything. So he becomes her mentor, revealing hidden skills. When a devastating situation arises, Katari relies on her newfound strength to seek justice. And so some of the notable stars in this one is Matthew McConaughey,
What?
Kurt Russell, and Cole Sprouse.
Cole Sprouse was there?
Yes,
He was, in fact,
Cole
there.
I'm
Sprouse
gonna
was
cry.
there. He was a greasy fry man.
No.
But so Matthew, you actually wrote the review for this one. And so what did you think?
No.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it was a musical and it was a Western.
Uh-huh.
It was like, in my opinion, it was a very modern take on a old type of spaghetti Western, and it wasn't violent at all, which I there was violence in it, but it wasn't like bang, bang.
Yeah, no, I know
kinda
what you
violent.
mean.
Because he
Yeah.
was just like a honey guy. He wasn't like a criminal. He's just a guy.
He wasn't a
that-
bad boy?
he
Well,
was
no,
not a
yeah.
bad boy.
So Amziah, so we watched this film, like as a group. A lot of the films that we watched together. Which isn't always the case. Sometimes we like split up.
Yeah.
And so, but for this one, he basically was literally like just this honey dude. Like he makes honey, and he's like a part.
beekeeper?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so, but like industrial, like
Yeah, like-
multiple bee.
Okay.
Like he bottled it.
Yes.
Oh.
And so like the opening scene of the film, like, because it's really important here, I think, to note that it wasn't a musical, but it had musicality in it. So there was a lot of music throughout the film, in both the writing and the literal music. And so they were like a folk bluegrassy band ish.
Okay.
And like there was just that music interwoven throughout the entire piece,
They
and
didn't
that
like
was really cool.
stop him like break dance and start
No,
singing.
no, no,
Okay,
no.
thank God.
It
Like
would have been cool to see Matthew McConaughey do that.
Wait,
but-
Loki, I
dance.
wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that actually.
I mean, well, yeah, and then when he was there after the fact, because that's one of the really cool parts of South by is like for these, especially with like the premieres of these films and these TV shows, is that the actors that are in it, they'll come out and they'll come talk to you, and there's quite frankly nothing like seeing someone you just saw on a screen
Literally
come out in person. It's the craziest thing, and I will never get over it. But yeah, so I mean, I know that you're not a super big celebrity person. However, how was it seeing Matthew McConaughey in person?
I mean, you can't really. It's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Like you see him in person, especially after seeing him like. And I've never gone to film premieres like that before.
Yeah.
So watching a movie, like one does, and then seeing them Matthew McConaughey
Yeah.
stroll out,
Yeah.
walk out.
it's like, oh, he is in fact a real person. He's not magic.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. Yeah. So this was my second time at South by. And it's also my last time at South by with the
What?
university. At least this
You don't
remains
want-
to be seen in the future if I go with a news outlet. But
You don't want to pay like $2,000 to get
I do not want to
premium
pay
pass?
$2,000 for a premium pass because I cannot afford it. But so it was really special for me to be able to go for like the last time.
Stop,
So
'cause
and
I'm
then
gonna
this,
cry right now.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God, Gianna.
For context, I graduate before Aiden does, and he's I think he's not ready for that.
No, I'm not ready for this.
But so that was really cool for me, and I'm sure amazing for you as well, because it was your first time.
Yeah, it was. I didn't know really what to expect, but it was. I mean, I feel like it's really cool to be able to see that side of Austin,
Yeah.
and you get to really see a lot of Austin during the event.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it was cool. I mean, I had no expectations of what it possibly could
Yeah.
look like. And it's a lot.
It
was
is a lot.
lot of stuff
You're
going
constantly
on.
doing
You are
something.
constantly,
You're constantly
running.
moving. Yep. And we walked so many blocks. So many blocks.
Walk a lot of blocks.
But we did do something this time that we did not do last time, which
Oh.
was that we rode the scooters.
What?
we
We
did
did
the
ride the
scooters
scooters.
a lot.
Oh.
So that was really fun. We went down to the Capitol, and we took pictures of the Capitol too.
I did see those. I
So
did
that
see
was
those
really
photos. Okay.
And so yeah, you do. I completely agree. You see a lot of Austin when you go to South by. So the next movie that we went and saw, I wrote the review for this one, and I believe it's already up. It's a Spanish language film, La Furia, sorry. And so basically the synopsis is that, so like after being assaulted at a party, an actress isolates herself when her brother Adrian doubts her story, and then while she copes through theater, playing Medea, Adrian spirals into darkness seeking revenge.
Ooh, the chills I just got.
So
Right.
it's a fantastic film. I honestly don't know if it's going to have a US release date, which is such a shame because it is so beautiful and it is done very artistically. Matthew has very strong feelings about this
I have
film.
very strong feelings about this
It
film.
is, I think, one of the few films that you've given a 5 out of 5.
Oh, it's one of my favorite
Yes,
films.
it's
I've
one of
ever
his
From
favorite
Matthew?
films. Yes, from Matthew.
Oh, damn.
But
Matthew.
it does something really unique and artistic in how it's like presented.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily like just a 1, 2, 3 storyline. It kind of has a dual narrative. And I go into this deeper in my review. So if you want more information on it, please go check it out at northexasdaily.com. But go ahead and tell us your feelings about your 5 out of 5 film.
Yes. I'm interested.
Okay, so first off, it's an international film, which for me, who doesn't watch a lot of international films,
True.
it was really cool being able to see that kind of like slice of life
Mm-hmm.
into
Where did it take place at?
Barcelona,
Barcelona.
Spain.
Okay. But also every single minute of that movie I could tell was so meticulously looked over and and thought out with care. And that is super important to me.
Yeah.
And it was just every single second that something was on screen and something was happening, you could think an infinite amount of thoughts about it. Like, it was just so, they gave you just enough to really, like, form your own thoughts about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you
every
like
moment
the-
had a purpose.
You like the art of the film.
It was very
Okay.
artsy.
Yeah, it was very artistic. It was
Yeah.
it's not necessarily like a blockbuster,
yeah.
like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
film, whatever. It was like there were a lot of choices that were done that I feel like couldn't have been done in a blockbuster
No.
setting.
Okay.
And also, one of the really cool things about it being an international film was also the fact that I knew none of the actors.
Oh.
And so I got the opportunity to kind of like see these new faces to me and just be introduced to them as their character, which is something that you don't really get, especially like we were discussing earlier in modern Hollywood, or at least in the US, because we see these same actors in everything.
yes.
So the lead actress who plays Alex or Alexandra, she was, from what I remember when they were discussing it, they said that she was the first person they cast and the first person that was set. Like they wanted her for this role. And honestly, I can't picture anybody else.
Yeah,
I have
no, she
no
played it
clue who
perfectly.
would even be an option because she just did it so well. Which is pretty high praise.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was one of the other movies we saw. Me and Matthew went to go see We Bury the Dead. And so it was an interesting film. It was a zombie film. And so basically the synopsis is Ava, a desperate woman whose husband is missing in the aftermath of a catastrophic military experiment, joins a body retrieval unit, but her search takes a chilling turn when the corpses she's burying start showing signs of life. And so basically, essentially what happens is we come into the film and there's been like an ESP, so like an electronic thing. It just exploded off like the coast of New Zealand, I think, or no, not New Zealand.
The island under Australia. I'm
Madagascar?
drawing a blank.
No.
That's
No, it was-
Africa.
I
That's
think-
Africa. Oh my god.
She said Madagascar.
I was like,
Tasmania.
Tasmania.
Yes, Tasmania,
Oh.
not New Zealand. They're very close together, but they are not the same thing at all. But basically, so her husband's down there and she's in the United States, but the people that blew up this thing was the United States. And so they're going down to Tasmania to, like try to help, but she wants to go down there to see if she can find her husband. But everybody who was in the blast radius is dead. They died immediately because the electrical impulse thing from the EP basically shut off their brains and they've dropped dead.
Oh.
But people are showing signs of life. But it's only a couple of them, and there's no determining what it is. And so basically, it's a new kind of like zombie movie, and it was cool. There's a couple of things towards the end that when I finish writing my review on this guy that I will get into without spoiling, obviously.
Oh.
But it's just it's a new approach to it, but also there are a couple of things that are a little cliche in my opinion.
Ooh.
But I think Matthew had a higher rating of this film than I did. But so go ahead.
I like the fact that they were trying something different.
I agree.
It wasn't like a virus. It wasn't like
Oh, okay, yeah.
it was like a big EMP blast, and
Yeah.
it all wired their brains differently.
Mhm.
And like Gianna said, as the movie goes on, you slowly start seeing like, oh, they're not crazy infected monsters. They're just like so severely injured that they've lost it. And I
Yeah.
like that different approach.
Yeah, and it uses sound in a way that is similar to I think some of the better zombie movies, like or even like just like things in the zombie genre, like The Last of Us. Like think clickers,
Yeah.
but not mushrooms.
The zombies were terrifying.
The zombies were
very
terrifying,
scary.
and it was a very subtle terror because they didn't like lunge at you immediately. It was like that kind of like that moment where it was like you go from like staring at one thing to staring at you, and then they just looked at you and then kept looking at you, and then they'd like grit their teeth and like click,
my gosh.
and it's super unnerving and
What
it's
the
done
heck?
very well. And I think this was not the first film for this filmmaker.
Yeah.
But it was one of the first that he's done of this nature, and I think he did a fantastic job.
Is it set to release soon? I look want to watch it now.
No,
Wait,
I don't think it has a release date.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh.
So when it does release, look out for We Buried the Dead. It also
have it
stars, yeah, it also stars Daisy Ridley.
Don't
So
know who she is.
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
She played Rey.
Not a Star Wars. girl.
No. Okay, well, they know who I'm talking about, so.
Shout out.
All right, the next film that we saw was Summer of '69. So synopsis for this guy is Abby seeks to impress her crush by learning a specific sexual position,
Wait a minute.
enlisting a stripper's help. However, she realizes true self-discovery and lasting friendship are more valuable. So,
Wait.
yeah.
Friendship with a stripper?
Uh-huh.
I need to see this movie.
So, notable stars are Chloe Fineman, Liza Koshy,
Wait.
Charlie Day, and Matt Cornett are just a couple of the notable stars that are in there.
Well, finally, Liza's in something.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she hasn't been in a lot lately.
Yeah.
Has
she been hiding or what? Is she on
she
hiatus
been
or what?
hiding?
She retired from YouTube, right?
She did, I believe.
I loved her YouTube series. It was so funny. But
Yeah, so there isn't a release date for this guy yet,
Right.
but it's supposed to be released this summer on Hulu.
okay.
So you don't have to wait too long for that
No,
guy.
not too long.
But Matthew, what were your thoughts on Summer of '69?
Summer of '69. It was an experience.
It was an experience for sure.
It was cute. I mean, It's strange saying that. Like, yeah, the movie about a girl trying to 69 her crush and befriending a stripper is. It's
Yeah.
cute.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's at its core, the movie is a coming of age film. And the reason why it's a coming of age film and why it's done this way is because the director really wanted to kind of like play on like romantic coming of age and then also like friendship coming of age. And it's like the ending of it is really cute. It's also a little cliche, but I mean, it's really hard to do stuff now that hasn't been done already. So this one gets points for me for doing something unique.
Yeah.
In the coming of age story. But yeah, no. I liked it, but this is also something I'm reviewing later this semester.
What time was this taking place?
I don't
1969 or was it just
No. No. It was not 1969.
Okay.
They were like texting, like
Yeah, no, this is
Oh,
modern.
okay.
There's a modern setting. They actually
Period.
don't say the time.
I don't think they do.
No.
It's
not
just
important.
like somewhere post
Like
2010s.
recent, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the next one that we saw was The Astronaut.
Oh.
So, oh boy. So the synopsis here is rescued from the ocean, astronaut Sam Walker is placed under surveillance following her return from her first space mission. Amid fears, an alien presence has returned from space with her. And so some notable stars here are Katie Mara, Gabriel Luna, and Lawrence Fishburne.
I know faces, not names.
You're gonna have to go on a Google search later. But yeah, so our editor in chief, Chris Moss, who also went to South by but unfortunately couldn't be here today, wrote the review for this. It's currently up on the website as well. So if you want to go read it, feel free. He had some thoughts. So what are yours?
Oh gosh, I don't know, man. That entire movie felt like it had so much going for it at the same time that it was a movie that I feel like I've seen like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But that being said, they made choices that were very, very interesting.
Yeah, it kind of almost felt like the plot of like an AO3 novel, or like something I would see on Wattpad,
Yeah. Yeah.
but like with like some big names attached to it. And I mean, again, this goes back to our debate earlier of whether or not a like a large budget equates a good film. And I
Yes.
feel like at the core of this didn't have a large budget.
Oh.
And
Very small.
it had but it had some notable actors. But the core of the story was good. What they decided to do was not. So I
Ooh.
mean, I think it's just about choices that they made, and it has nothing to do with like the budget that they had.
It was pretty bad.
Well, I just searched up Lawrence, and he's from The Matrix. Okay, and I see.
Lawrence
I know he is.
Fishburne. Yeah,
I
no.
know he is.
And so the next two movies that we're gonna talk about is Death of a Unicorn.
No,
which,
I'm interested in this one for real.
which was
man.
also something Matthew reviewed. And so the synopsis for this guy is father-daughter duo Elliot and Ridley hit a unicorn with their car and bring it to the wilderness retreat of a mega wealthy pharmaceutical CEO. And so some notable stars are Jenna Ortega, Paul Rudd, Will Poulter, and Richard E. Grant.
I'm assuming you know them.
This is why I wanted to go, y'all. I want to see Jenna Ortega in person.
Jenna Ortega. Sparkles. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, this.
Would you rate this movie?
I
Not
think
well.
1.5.
Yeah.
Okay. When it's you have a movie produced by A24 and you have stars like Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, all the other names,
Mhm.
and you have a massive budget and you have a title like Death of a Unicorn with a movie about unicorns in it, I honestly had
expect.
very high expectations.
Yeah, low key, I do too.
Yeah.
And it was just like any other kind of just predictable
What?
horror. It was very funny.
Is it a horror
Yeah,
movie?
well, it's like
horror
a
thriller.
Yeah, it's
a
a
thriller
thriller,
comedy.
but it's got comedy elements to it. But yeah, no, Matthew's headline for this guy is Death of a Unicorn falls short of A24's usual magic. So
Usual.
that means that it did not perform very well.
Yikes.
Or at least not in Matthew's opinion.
When is that set to be released? Is it already out?
That's a great question.
Great. It's already out.
I
yeah.
think it's already out. I think it just released,
Because I
like
actually
within the
watched this
last
one.
week.
Well, it has Jenna Ortega.
It
Come
does
on
have
now.
Jenna
It does
Ortega,
have
but
Jenna
Brownie
Ortega in
points
it.
just because she's in it.
Her
acting?
character. No, not her acting. Her
Okay.
acting's fine. It's
Period.
all the actors.
Yeah,
They're
no, their
fine.
performances
Okay.
were fine. It was just the plot,
Her-
really.
Her
Oh.
plot and her writing.
The
she
writing.
was just so flat the entire time.
What?
I know.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's partially because that's what she was supposed to be for her character. She was to be the edgy, I don't care,
Yeah.
like teenage girl.
That is not her.
But like,
If your character is I don't care the entire movie, I'm not gonna care about you.
yeah, and then also the fact that she was like, I
Facts.
don't care the entire movie, but then also simultaneously really cared. Like she
Yeah,
cared
she
so
really
much about
cared.
these unicorns.
Oh.
So it was just very like didn't jive very well.
Yeah.
So the last film that we saw was Drop. And so the synopsis for this guy is Violet is a widowed mother who goes to an upscale restaurant to meet Henry, her charming and handsome date. However, her pleasant evening soon turns into a living nightmare when she receives phone messages from a mysterious hooded figure who threatens to kill her young son and sister unless she kills Henry. So, some notable stars are Megan Fahey and Brandon Sklenar. So, I'm rating this review. This film comes out April 11th, I believe.
Hey,
so
next week.
So y'all can go see it very shortly. I liked this film. There were some things where you kind of needed to suspend your belief a little bit, but I did like it at its core because this is a part of like the genre of like closed door mysteries. And
Okay.
so like some people don't like it because it's frustrating. They're like, "Oh, well that couldn't have possibly happened because da-da-da-da-da-da-da." And you're like, "Well, yeah, but like if you look at what they've laid out for you, it makes sense inherently at the end. You just kind of have to put the puzzle pieces together
Yeah.
on some things. Some other things that happen in here, you're kind of like, well, could that have happened? And honestly, you're gonna have to watch it to find out.
Hey.
But I mean, I liked it. But what did you think, Matthew?
The person that she's referring to, and she mentioned people that don't like this genre, is me.
Oh no, not
Whoa.
inherently
I know,
just
I know,
you.
that-
Whoa.
And, no, I wasn't a huge fan. I don't know. I feel like I've seen the movie like 1,000 times already, which I know that's a genre.
Okay.
I know it's a genre, but
It's okay.
I don't know.
What would you rate it? Out of
Not
5?
very high. We could probably like
One
one and a half.
What?
Honestly.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just
Harsh critic.
A little bit, but that's
A little
okay.
bit,
That's
a
just how
little
he
bit.
rates stuff.
That's just
I
how I
mean,
rate
for me,
things.
but I mean, on my end, I'm I think I'm putting it at like a 3.5. So I mean, I'm not that much higher. I mean, that's still 2
whole
points.
points.
But
I will say, it's not like offensive to like this movie. Like I feel like it's 3.5 is like, oh, okay, yeah. Everyone has different opinions.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's where we're at for that. And then really quickly we have to finish up our last 3 things. So talk a little bit about the music that we saw at South by, because you're writing both of those reviews as well.
Yes, we got to see an orchestral folk band from the UK called Pavey Ark, if I remember correctly.
What?
They performed in a large church right next to downtown Austin. I can't remember the church off the top of my name, but they had like big stained glass, just light coming from all sides. It was they were very cool. Like they themselves were okay, cool, orchestral folk.
Yeah.
But the venue and the way that they used the venue, like at one point, one of the trumpet players went up onto one of the I don't know what you would call that,
Like the balconies
in the church, and he started like playing in the I don't know
into the crowd, but like above the crowd, so like the sound like went past.
Yes.
Like it went past the people on stage were performing, and then like into the crowd. It was really beautiful.
Very cool. The venue helped them out a lot. If they weren't in that church,
they'd be mad or what?
They'd be okay.
They'd be okay. I mean, it's just
fine.
honestly just what you're down to listen to, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
And then
That makes sense
what
now.
was the other one that we went to go see?
Oh shoot, I can't remember the name off the top of my
I
head.
believe it's Winona Bleach.
Yes,
And
it
they were
is.
from Ireland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They were one of the I think they were actually the last South by event that we attended.
Yeah, we went Thursday night, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they were at the international stage. And so it was at this it was called Rivian Park International Stage, and they did a lot of more like not emo, but like
Alternative.
yeah, like
Okay.
alternative music. And they were very passionate the entire time that they were performing, and they were really fun. Like they could have possibly moved around a little bit more for stage presence, but honestly, they were driving up there. So I liked it.
Yeah, they were super good.
Yeah. So for our last thing that we went to go see Happy Face. This was something also that our editor-in-chief, Chris Moss, reviewed already. It's up on the site if you want to go see it. So Happy Face is the story of Melissa Jesperson Moore, who at age 15 discovered that her father, Keith Hunter Jesperson, was the serial murderer known as the Happy Face Killer. And so this is the dramatized version of that story. And some of the notable stars in it are Dennis Quaid and Annalee Ashford. And so I think we all agreed, and by we all, I mean like you, me, Chris, and our photo editor, Tyler Quisenberry, all agreed that it was really, really good.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good.
Yeah. And I think it's currently on Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus. It is currently on Paramount Plus. And so the first couple of episodes are out. If you're a true crime girly like me, I highly suggest you check it out. It's pretty good. But yeah, do you have any final thoughts on your experience at South by?
Do I have any final thoughts on my experience at South by?
Do you?
Not really.
Not really?
It was cool.
10
was
out of
cool
10
seeing
would
people.
go again?
I mean, of course, if they want to keep paying for my passes, I would love to go again.
Invite me.
10 out of 10 would go again. All right. Well, it's been nice having you.
Am I going to dissolve now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you ready for 3 for 3? We're going to
Yes, what you
speed
got
run
for me,
this.
Gianna? What
Yeah,
you got?
so the book I've got for you is Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green.
Oh.
I'm normally not a nonfiction girly, but when it comes to historical crime or journalistic investigation books or things from John Green, I'm making an exception because John Green is one of my favorite authors. So this book was published March 18th, and it basically follows. So tuberculosis has been entwined with humanity for millennia. Once romanticized as a malady of poets, today tuberculosis is a disease of poverty that walks the trails of injustice and inequity we blazed for it. So in 2019, John Green met this kid named Henry, and he was a young tuberculosis patient at Laka Government Hospital in Sierra Leone while traveling with Partners in Health. So basically, John became friends with this boy, and in the years since, he's become basically a very vocal and dynamic advocate for these people that are being affected by this disease.
Yeah.
And so basically, it's like tells the story. John tells Henry's story specifically, woven through with like scientific and social histories on how tuberculosis has like kind of shaped our world as it's gone on.
Mhm.
So if you're interested, again, it's Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. I love John Green.
Oh, okay.
So, TV show. I've got Long Bright River. It was released March 13th on Peacock. It's also it's a crime drama miniseries based off of a 2020 book of the same name.
Ooh.
So, basically, the synopsis is a patrol officer working in the struggling high crime neighborhood of Kensington, Philadelphia, investigates the murders of three women while seeking information about her own sister's disappearance. She's disappeared at the exact same time as these murders.
Did all murders happen at the same time? Or?
Yeah, so they're all happening like around the same time, and her
Whoa.
sister is missing, and she doesn't know where she is. So,
Oof.
the last thing I've got for y'all is a movie. It's called The Amateur. It's set to release April 11th, which is next week. So, it's an American vigilante action spy thriller film. It's based on another book. It was published in 1981. It's also called The Amateur by Robert Little. It was also previously adapted into a film, but that was only released in Canada, and it's also was released in 1981.
Yeah.
So basically, a quick synopsis is after Charles Heller, a CIA cryptographer, loses his wife in a London terrorist attack, he realizes his bosses will not act due to conflicting internal priorities.
Mhm.
So having blackmailed the agency to train him as a field operative, he embarks as a one-man mission to hunt down his wife's killers. And so this stars Rami Malek, Lawrence Fishburne,
Hey.
and Rachel Brosnahan. And so she's more famously known from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Don't know who that person is, but
It's fine. You can Google
hey, I
it
do know
later.
Lawrence though. He's putting in that work right now.
He is.
He's putting in that work.
He's in
getting
a lot.
paid.
All right, Aiden. I'm ready for your tea time.
Now for Aiden's tea time, y'all. In the last episode, I discussed, we'll talk about the infamous cancel culture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, love cancel culture. So what is cancel culture exactly? In simple terms, it's people publicly rejecting, ignoring, not paying attention to, or just not supporting someone because of what they've done or what they've said.
Yeah.
I'll give you some couple examples. Lizzo, she was accused of body shaming her former dancer.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened on that, but she was canceled after that.
I don't either. And the thing, I loved Lizzo's music.
I loved her music too. Well, yeah, I loved her music. She's completely like transformed now.
No, I know.
Period. Another person is Shay Dawson for inappropriate behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Keep going.
For those people, but it also doesn't just stop at people. It stops at it could go. You can cancel businesses too.
Yeah.
We had the Balenciaga for having children model with inappropriate
Oh
objects.
my gosh, I remember that.
Yes, I remember that so vividly. And then the syrup brand Jemima for having origins based on racial stereotypes.
Yeah.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
I was like,
that
oof.
was crazy.
Yeah, that was a little bad. Okay, now moving forward to 2025, we have a TikToker who is finally canceled for having bizarre behavior on the internet. First rising to fame, Ashley Trevino. We all know her. We don't support her, but yet she's a superstar. She's like an internet superstar.
Mm-hmm.
So what she's known for is pretty much just battling on lives and talking to other creators and just talking bad about other creators. Alongside, she's also a terrible mother. I'll give you a couple of examples of what she's done.
Oh boy.
Where do I even start?
I'm ready.
She constantly has CPS called to her house for allegedly not taking care of her kids.
What?
One, talks bad about her kids to her kid's face. On live, she's been clipped saying, "Your nose is not perfect," while talking on FaceTime to her daughter.
Oh my gosh.
On TikTok Live.
That's so mean.
She has 2 kids at her house, and she will drop off she has 2 kids. She'll drop off her kids to her parents' house so she can go clubbing or she can meet up with the guy. Keep in mind, this lady is 36 years old. Her kids don't have a proper bed. They sleep on air mattresses.
Oh my gosh. And she's like she's famous, no?
She borderline famous, TikTok
Well, I mean,
famous.
if she
but
feel
she's
like-
she's shopping at designer stores. She has designer bags.
she obviously has money.
She has money. She's flexed her money before, but her kids
but
were
not
sleeping
taking
on
care of her
an air
kids.
mattress.
Clock.
Literally clocked. Anyways, overall, she's just a bad mom, and yet people still follow and support her for her foolish behavior.
Oh boy.
Like I've said, Gianna, to her, my relationship to Ashley Vino is like a car wreck on a highway.
Yeah.
You have to look at it from afar, but once you pass it, you just don't think about it again.
Yeah, because I was like, well, don't you like her? And he was like, like
is a strong word.
Yeah.
No. Entertained by her, sure. But she's finally getting canceled like she rightfully deserves. Ever since, remember the 24-hour like TikTok ban we had?
Yes.
Ever since then, she has not popped up on anybody's For You page like usually.
Okay.
Even if I don't follow her, she'll just pop up. But after that, she's been silenced. Period.
I mean, good.
Good?
Yeah.
I've searched for her to see if she's still posting. Maybe she just like disappeared. No. She transitioned her whole like personality. So now she's doing book talk.
Oh no!
Oh my
Not
god.
book talk.
So her latest video, she was posting a spend the day with me as I go to Target and pick up my 9 books and pretend like I'm gonna read them.
Oh my gosh. No, book talk is so toxic sometimes
Really?
because, well, the thing here is that they have unnecessary expectations for how much you should read in a year. And then if you don't read that much amount, you basically get made fun of by the community. And like there's also Bookstagram, which I feel like is a lot less toxic, or at least I've seen it be less toxic. But it's just people that are basically trying to have fun with the reading community. And as an avid reader, like I like follow those creators. So, but like just someone invading that space just because it's the next thing is really, really irritating.
She's falling off. Her 10 minutes of fame is running low. And now she's trying to rebrand herself to book talk. The funds are looking empty.
Well, I mean, she's not going to get anything from reading, especially if she doesn't read those books. Because if she doesn't read those books, she has 0 content.
Literally. I know she's scrambling to find another way to pay her bills. So
Wow.
some of these people do anything to keep themselves relevant, and it just goes to show.
So then I guess this tea's kind of hot. Yeah?
It's kind of hot.
Kind of piping?
I want to know what she's going to do.
Yeah.
Go back to a 9 to 5?
Hopefully not book talk. Hopefully
No.
stop before she gets too far.
But I low-key want to see her in more drama, so just for my entertainment
Well, that's because you
purposes.
just want to cancel her.
For sure. And rightfully so, she got canceled. My prayers have been answered.
Oh my goodness.
But that's all we have for our episode.
Yeah, so I
So,
guess
adios
adios
from
from
the
the
dose.
dose.